Are high insurance rates dragging you down? Call Randy King at 817-226-5464.
Coach, could you introduce your two student athletes?
Yes, sir. This is Brandon Tennyson, senior quarterback, Matthew Burton, senior defensive tackle, defensive end.
Coach, if you'll just start things off, your thoughts about today's game.
Yes, sir. Played a really good team. Very impressed with China Springs and the things they do, both athletically and schematically. They're a team that is very much worthy of a championship, and my hat's off to them. They played right. They played hard. Felt like, we were battling like crazy there in the first half, and just missed on some opportunities that put us behind the 8 ball. Missed a field goal, and then right there at the half, where we're expecting to have this big boost of emotion and feel good, and it flips on us, and struggled to recover from that. Couldn't get any offensive momentum. Felt like our defense kept battling, giving us the ball. We just weren't able to take advantage of those opportunities, and hats off to China Springs.
Question?
Yeah, Alan, when you got the first down there right before the block field goal, the clock didn't stop when the officials moved the chain. That cost you a few seconds, so you had to clock it there. Did you consider on that last play maybe going for the touchdown?
We did. We talked about throwing a fade and then kicking it. 6 seconds, that's a fine line. If you're at 8, 9, probably would have. But with 6, I wanted to get that 3, and obviously we didn't, had the flip. But that was all in that discussion, and didn't work out in our favor.
Coach Metzola, early on you were able to move the ball, only came away with the 7 points. But in the second half, it seemed like, I don't know what China Spring was doing, but from your side, what did you see from their defense that kind of gave y'all problems today?
Well, like I said, they're talented, and so they give us issues in the first half as well. In the second half, though, it was like we couldn't get that first down. We had that one time where we get 4th and 1 and we go and they stuff us. You get that first down, you get a little momentum going. It was like we just couldn't quite get the rhythm. Whereas in the first half, we got a first down, we'd scramble, Brandon put it on somebody, we get that first one. Then once you get to that 6th, 7th, 8th play, now you get something going. We could never get there, and that's on us. We just didn't get it done.
How tough is it having this happen again?
When I say again, to me, today was not like last year.
Not at all.
And I say that from the standpoint of the character, the way the guys fought. I thought this year, we battled all the way. I'm so proud of my guys. To lose, whether it was 1 point or whatever points, gosh, that's tough. You're a competitor, and it just aches. It's the thing that so many people hate to do. You hate to put yourself out there, and because there's a chance you might not get it done. And these guys dared, they dared to come back. They did everything that we asked of them the whole year. They came back here. We came up short. There's no sugarcoating that. We came up short. And but having said that, I could not be more proud of the 2021 Buckeyes.
Alan, of course, their offense obviously revolves around the quarterback. What was your strategy for dealing with him? Did you put a spy on him, or what was exactly your strategy for trying to stop him?
Well, we had multiple plans because they understand. If it's as simple as just putting a spy like he was scrambling, that would be one thing. But when you're running quarterback read plays, that's a little more complex. And I thought we were doing a pretty good job at that, and then they started hurting us with the option. And with that speed option, then it stretches you to the sidelines, which opens you up. You're vulnerable inside, and kudos to them, or compliments to them, because they had a good strategy and they had the young man who could pull it off. Michael?
Yeah, Brandon, I want to ask you, as the quarterback, you're the leader among the leaders on that team. How frustrating was it for you guys trying to find your rhythm? Just when you thought you had something clicking, like late in the second quarter, your run game kicked in, and then the air, and it was taken out of yourselves. How frustrating was that?
It was very frustrating. We just didn't make as many plays as they did.
Brandon, just what is it you saw from their defense that maybe caused some problems that maybe you hadn't seen this year? What was it they were doing that made it difficult for y'all to operate as y'all normally do?
I just thought we didn't make as many plays as they did.
Coach, on that momentum swing at the end of the first half, they were still jacked in the second half. Were you hoping, okay, we've got to do some positive things to take the air out of them, but you weren't able to do that?
Correct. You know, we talked about at halftime, use the 2014 year, down 25-7, you know, at halftime. The thing that we talked about was you have to go take it. You know, you have to go force the issue. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make that play on offense where we got into the end zone, where it puts you in a position where you get a little momentum and then you can begin to hurt them with various things. We just couldn't regain that momentum that we needed. And the big play that we were looking for didn't materialize.
There's some division of opinion on whether the return punt, or rather block kick with a touchdown was the backbreaker, so to speak. Did you feel like it was, or did you feel like there was more to it than that?
Well, I think in hindsight, it's easy to look at it and go, yeah, well, I think that's where it flipped, you know. I didn't feel like at halftime it was done. You know, I felt like, oh yeah, we'll come back out here, we'll get a stop, go down, get a score, we're right back in it, etc. And I felt like my team was the same way. We weren't able to make that happen. But it wasn't like the guys were like, oh, you know, we can't do it. No, there was none of that on this team.
Coach, you go out at halftime, 7 points. You come back out, it seemed like you guys tried to establish the run even more. That didn't happen. I was kind of looking forward to see you guys kind of air it out a little bit. Do you feel like you left something on the field, maybe play calling wise?
You know, when you don't win, then you can go, yeah, you know, you didn't get it done. So I'll take that. You know, you're at 4th and 1 or 2 at the 50, you know, and they stuff you. Well, then you go, well, I should have called a different play. You know, the plays that don't work, that's on me. And so, yes, sir.
I wanted to ask Matthew Blakey's harder question because I thought since you came in here, you ought to get the chance to ask him a question. This boy that played quarterback against you today, do you think he's the best quarterback you've seen this year?
In my opinion, you know, I practice with Brandon Tennyson every day. That's the best quarterback I've seen.
Well, I was talking about opposing quarterbacks.
He's pretty dang good. I will give him that. You know, he's just so dynamic with how he runs the offense, and he makes, even when he's not getting the ball, he makes it look like he is. So he pulls defenders with that, and it's just, that's a tough offense to stop when you got that kind of guy there.
Matthew, Brandon obviously didn't end the way you guys wanted, but can you kind of talk about the accomplishments of the senior class getting to the state championship game in back-to-back years?
You know, we felt that was huge for us. After last year, it was just, our mindset was just to get back to this moment, and we, you know, of course, we wanted to win. We wanted to flip that and end it the right way, and that didn't happen. But you know, I feel like it's still an accomplishment. We just, me and BT, we grinded with those guys every day, and it was just, it's so impressive to see how they grew every day, every practice, and it's just, I'm forever grateful for it.
I know it's real close, but what do you take from this game and today's experience? What do you take from this, your senior year and all you move on? What do you take from this game today?
Obviously, I'm not going to be able to play high school football anymore here, and that's a tough thing to deal with. But you know I still have these bonds that I formed here with Coach Metzel and Coach Edwards and Coach Riggs, all those guys, all my coaches, all my teammates. I know if I call BT, he'll pick up on the first ring, and you know, it's a family thing here. It goes beyond football. So,
Question for BT. You saw ourselves in delivery ready to go to San Antonio. When you look back on everything you've done for the program, what kind of legacy do you think that you left, and what kind of inspiration do you think the guys that are under you will take from you to go forward?
Like my freshman year, sophomore year, I went through some things, like I wasn't big enough or fast enough or stuff like that. So I think that what I'll leave is to just work hard and you'll be fine.
Alan, these two young men will not be back next year, but presumably you will.
Hope so.
You've been the head coach for 2 years, and you've been to 2 state championship games, which certainly ain't bad. What have you learned from these 2 games that you think could help you win a state championship in the future? Because I'm sure that's still a goal of yours.
Absolutely.
And what have you learned from these 2 that you think will help you up the road?
Well, when you're looking at, we go back and we study this game, we'll look and we'll see, hey, as alluded to already, probably could have made this call here or there, probably could have, maybe should have pushed the ball down the field a little bit more in different places. You're gonna do a self-evaluation at the end of the season every year and look at the things, where are our shortcomings, where are the things that are at that last game where we're not getting over that hump. And my childhood hero, Roger Staubach and Tom Landry, there were a few times when Tom was getting to the end and getting to that last game and wasn't overcoming it. And so, you look at guys like that and you go, okay, they had these same challenges and they had to continue to grow as a coach and grow as a program, and we're going to attempt to do that, and we will crank it up, I promise you, that first week of January, and we'll work our tails off. We'll continue to try and build leadership. I think as you've sat and listened to these guys after a very difficult day, pretty impressive young men. I think you can look at them and go, that's the kind of people we want coming out of high school athletics and going out into the world. My hat's off to these guys, and man, are we going to miss them.
Coach, what do you say to your seniors who have come through and had great leadership, great poise throughout this entire season? What do you say to them as they move on to that next level that you just talked about?
Well, I tell them right now, man, that loss stings, but I could not be more proud of you as young men, the way you've done this, the way you've led, the way you invested everything you had into your teammates. I could not ask for another thing. Yeah, the score didn't finish the way we wanted, but from a program standpoint, these guys have done it. And as a result, we took another step up on the rung on the ladder for this year. It wasn't up higher than China Springs, but we did take another step up as a team, and I'm proud of that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.